What is going on, everyone? Since you guys did really great in the last tutorial, part 2, I'm going to actually make it easier. Instead of having you write down all these codes, I'm going to give you a shortcut into how to do all this. But I am going to show you how to make these codes anyways, because it is important that you know how to use codes. But mainly just for like replicating colors or things like that, but it's not uh usually that important. If you're trying to make something fast, it's more for like professional logo work. You have to be able to use like exact color codes for like logos or stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you how to use that. So first, these are going to be all the colors that we're going to be using, right? All of these right here, and we're going to use that to color all of this. And since I'm showing you the shortcut, I might just show you how to finish building this whole entire little out or like thing that we have going on here, right? So first things first, let's find out how to do these little squares, right? So we're going to grab our rectangle tool and we're just going to build a simple rectangle. At the moment, mine is currently green. Now, I did mention to you guys about this, and a lot of you were still kind of messing this up, but we have a fill and we have an outline. Those are two different things, and we need to make sure that we only have a fill and we remove right here where it says none, we remove the outline. So just so you can see what it would look like, this is what a square looks like if it has some kind of outline, right? Oh, sorry. Let's add this one and then color it. There we go. That's what it'll look like if it has some kind of outline. We do not want outlines. We want solid colors just like this with no outlines. So we're going to select this and put no to the outlines, but yes to the fill, right? When you double click on your or when you grab your square and you double click on your color, the color picker area comes out, right? Right here, we have a code that we can type in. So for example, the first one is F3715B, and that'll give you the exact color that matches, right? Now we could technically, I just realized that I said that word. Some of you will laugh. We could write all these codes all throughout, right? And that would also give you the color codes. But I'm going to show you a shortcut because y'all did so well yesterday. So for that shortcut, we are going to hold Alt and we're going to make a copy of this shape, right? Once we make the copy, we can then press Control D. Control D. And that is going to replicate all our shapes. We are going to need a total of 4, 8, 12. 12 shapes in total. And that's going to give us the amount of colors that we need. Now, if you want to make a copy, you can do like on Windows, it is Control Shift S, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But let me type it in here. Control plus Shift plus S. Those will allow you to make a copy. So I have all these colors. This is the shortcut that I'm showing you guys, right? I have all these colors already in the YouTube video. You guys are currently watching them. So you can put, it's actually Windows key, Windows Shift S, right? And that's going to give you this like almost highlighting thing that allows you to make a copy, right? I have now made a copy of the colors. And then I can come into Illustrator, right? Make a copy of my YouTube video, come into Illustrator, and then just press Control V to paste. And that's going to paste a copy from my video, right? Once you have that copy, you can go in here, select your shape. It's very important that you have the shapes though. don't use this thing because it's not going to work as perfect. So you want to make sure that you have your rectangles, right? Or your squares. Select the second one, and you're going to use the color picker. You see right here, this is the shortcut for the color picker, or the eyedropper, right? The eyedropper. So if I go to this one, which is my selection, the shortcut is V. And this one, the shortcut is I. So V on my keyboard switches to the selection tool, and I on my keyboard switches to my eyedropper tool. So now you can go in here, select your second square and press I and copy that color. Select your third square, copy that color. Select this one, copy that one. Select this one, copy that one. Select this one, copy that one. Or in my case, copy them from here since I have them, right? And then now I can essentially delete this thing. And in my case, I can delete those. But I don't want to delete them because I might need them for later. So I'm just going to move them up here because I don't need them at the moment. Right? So now we have all the colors that we need, right? Whoops. We have all the colors that we need. And we can now proceed to coloring these little boxes that we have here, right? So we are going to proceed with, let me double check right here, the F3715B. That is the first one. So that's going to be this guy right here. Oh, this one right here. And we're going to color him like that. We're now going to proceed with FBC3A5. FBC3A5. So this one right here. And that's going to be this one right here. Right? This one will be the one right next to it. This one is going to be, let me double check really quick. B8452D, which is this one right here. Well, that's that one. And I believe the one next to it is the exact same one, but let me double check. No, that one is the one that ends with 30. I don't have one that ends with 30. So let me make a copy of that. This is a color that you're also going to need probably, which is, I believe, a darker shade than this one. And this one is going to be, this is going to be the code. Let me copy it and write it down here. This will probably be the only one that's a little bit off. So it'll be the only one that you kind of have to make separately. But that's that one, right? Now for this one over here, we're going to go with the 3E. 3E, which is this one. So select this, grab this one right here. And then now from here, we're going to go with these like dark blues. So we're going to go with that one. Grab this one. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one's going to be the one right next to it. This is going to be one of these grays. And this one is going to be one of these blues. Right? And so it should look like this. This is why I told you that it might be slightly important that you all kind of know where the shapes go, right? Because of this. These two little white dots are going to be these little gray ones right here. Or this gray ones right there. Yep, the dark gray ones. Oops. And then we go down here, which is going to be these right here. And this one right here. We are then going to grab these, and that's going to be this dark brown. This one is going to be a light gray. I don't believe I have it. It should be a lighter gray. So let me just kind of make one here. And you can just change it. It just needs to be a lighter gray. And we'll kind of switch them so that they all kind of match. But let me just double check. Make sure that I'm not missing anything here. This one is going to be a dark orange. Let me double check. 42. Do we have a 42? Oh yeah, it's the last one. So delete that one. This one is the last one that's all the way at the very end. That one. And then we have these last ones, which are all pretty much brown, with the exception of this one here. Let's see which one is this one. This is what's hard, right? Because there we go. So these two and this one are going to be the same brown as this. And then this black one is going to be the gray. And so you can see which gray it is. This is going to be the color as well, because I think I forgot to put this color. So let's go ahead and type this one. So that way you all can be able to write down the code for this gray, right? That's going to be that gray, and then this gray will be the same one. And then from there, we have officially colored this in, right? You have the colors. We can now kind of put this together. And so here's how this is going to work. This one will go here. This one is going to go right here attached to it. When you zoom into it, you should be able to see that there's no space between it and that they're just kind of matching up perfect. Also, you want to make sure that they don't overlap. You want to make sure that they just perfectly align, right? They just kind of touch there, right? Then we're going to grab this one. We're also going to grab, let me double check what this looks like real quick. We're going to grab, this is actually supposed to be a more blue. This one here, let me double check. Hold on. Is that the same green? Oh, this one. That's the one that we need. That one. There we go. That makes more sense. All right, cool. So we need this one and we need this one. And these are supposed to be that brighter blue. So I made a mistake on these. It's going to be a bit confusing with the color stuff, guys, but once we put it together, it'll make more sense and you can change the colors at the very end. So for this one, this will actually go, so if you did it the way that I did it, you're going to notice that this one can go over the top, but this one is behind. So we can go to our layers, open this up, and because we have this one selected, you can go through it and you will see a box, right? The little square, that's the one we're selecting. And this is our window. If you notice, that's our window. So we want this one to be above that one. And now when we bring it, we can have it like that, which is perfect. That's what we want. And then we want this gray one right here. And we're going to bring this one and put it right there. Again, you want to be careful that you don't have overlapping shapes. You just want it to perfectly fit just like so, right? Now, we're going to make quite a bit of these. So we want to make sure that we can duplicate these together. And in order to do that, we need to first do what is called a group. So a lot of y'all were making a bunch of layers, and that's not necessary, not in Adobe Illustrator. So what we're going to do here is we're going to select all of it and then press Control G, right? So Control plus G. Let me make that a little bit smaller for you guys so y'all can see it. right? Control plus G. That'll allow us to select this. Control G, right? We can delete that. And then now it moves together, right? So if we want to make copies of this, right, it'll make a copy together, which is exactly what we want to do because this one is going to go in here, right? When we put it here, we're going to put it somewhere here for now. The exact location doesn't quite matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we do know that we want 6 of them, so we're going to space it out just around there. That's 2. And then Control D. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like so. Now we're going to bring these two. These are the next ones that we need. And we're going to put this one right here, but we need it on top of this orange one. So again, we're going to open this up. We're looking for that square, which is this one. This is the big rectangle, right? So if we select this one, we can see that that's the big rectangle. And this one here is the one that we want on top, right? So there we go. And then we also want this one, which is also below. So we want to drag that to the top. There you go. So now these guys will appear above this shape, right? And we want this one to just overlap it. And we want to make sure that we do this perfectly, guys, because it is like they're made exact, right? So that goes there. And then this one goes right there, right? So again, we're going to select this. And by holding shift, we can select the next one. So again, let me do that over here so you guys can see. Let's put them together. If we hold the first one and then we press shift and then we click on the next one, you can see that we can select both. We're going to press Control G to group them. And then we're going to move them right here. Right? Perfect. From here, we are going to then make 4 more copies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 copies because we need 5 of them in total. So we're going to grab this, move it down. That's going to be 1. Control D. That's 2, 3, 4. That was slightly incorrect. So let's go ahead and move this maybe like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that seems about right. Now we can grab our windows. Again, hold shift. We're going to put those there. We're going to hold alt and we're going to bring them down. Put them there. Control D. And we have our little windows. If you haven't figured out what we're making yet, yes, it is a little building. Now we're going to grab these things over here. And these are going to be our second windows. We need these guys as well. And then we need these guys as well. So we need these to go over our rectangle as well. So we're going to select both of these. We're going to look for our little squares. These are at the very bottom. And then this one is right here. So we just need both of these to go above that one. Pretty simple, but again, a little confusing. And then again, we're going to press Control G to group those. We're going to hold Alt and bring it straight down. Put it there and then Control D. All right, we now have that. We are now going to zoom into this one. And we're going to put this one right here. And this one right here. We can hold those two, press Control G. Hold these two, press Control G. And we're going to grab both of these. We're going to bring this one right here and put it there. And bring this one here and put it there. Maybe a little bit this way. There you go. That seems about right. We select both of those. Hold Alt. Bring it down. Make sure that you can see those little guidelines marking you as where they go. And then you just press Control D. There you go. So that builds that side of the building. And now we need to work with all of this. So we can delete this one already. We don't need it. Now we can work with all of this right here. So actually, for this one, we actually need one more copy, which goes right around here. And then, or maybe a little bit down. I don't really quite remember. Um, so for this ones, it's a little bit more stuff because these are kind of very different. So this guy's gonna go here. This one goes here. And then this one goes here. I realized I forgot to change the color of that one. So we're gonna go in here, select it, press I, and grab that one. Right, so from here, we're going to bring it up and make it touch that area, and then bring this one and make it touch this area. Okay, you want it to be pretty close to perfect because the shapes were all done to be the exact same size, right? And then we're going to grab this guy that goes down here at the bottom, and he's not actually going to go over the top. He's going to go just touching the bottom, just like so. Right, and that's going to be one of our little doors, and we're going to select everything together and press Ctrl G so that we can group it. And we're going to bring that one and just place it right here with the cement area kind of sticking out, just like that. Now we're going to grab, well, this one, but that one's separate. We're going to grab this one right here. We're going to put this guy right there, this one right here, this one right here, and then bring this little cement area, and we're going to put that one right there. Again, we're going to select everything and press Ctrl G to group it. We're going to bring it in here and put this one somewhere right there. We're going to then make a copy and bring this one right here. And then this one will just go right there. And that will be a little building that we have made and put together. Now, granted, it's not exactly perfect as the one that I wanted, because the one that I was doing had a pretty close, had a like I was following a picture, and so the spacing is a little off, right? But other than that, it looks pretty close and similar. I just realized that these little gray colors are not the same grays, but that's okay. Yeah, that gray was wrong. But that is how it turned out. I'm okay with that. And then I added these little trees, which are just kind of like triangles, right? But we don't have to do that part. And that's going to be the final look of that one. Let me know what you guys think. Was that hard? And I'll see you guys on the next one.